like we live actually. Let's get it. Yes. Yes, 2 times. I know the vibes though. She like, ooh la la. They go. She like, they go, ooh la la. On a Monday. She like, ooh la la. They go, ooh la la. She like, ooh la la. Looking for M's like I lost a friend. Hop up out the bed like, where's the bread? What it do, people? You're now tuned in. Popovich TV. We live, we rolling, we unscripted, we authentic. That feeling back up in here one more again. So if it's your first time, then the real question is, where you been? Over here on this side, we like to deal with sports, hip-hop, entertainment, Popovisms 101, and of course, motivation. I went to the gym and got mine in today. So before you jump off the page, do me a favor, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, smash that notification bell. And if you've not been just rocking with the channel, then you know how I do. You know how I plainly start my show. Tony, there was no other way. We in the end game now. What it do, people? We live on YouTube, we live on Instagram. Harlem, what's the word? Stern, Betty Hawk, what's the word? How y'all doing? Monday motivation, motivational Monday. I am your motivational speaker, whether you like it or not. And here goes some motivation for your ass before we start the show. Respect and courtesy goes a long way. And you'll be surprised that just by being respectful, just by being a little courteous to your fellow human, how you minimize and you 52 block a lot of the bullshit that you see a lot of people going through. You know what I mean? When you just be respectful and courteous and have self-awareness that you can be yourself unapologetically, but without infringing upon other people. So for instance, you're in a close circumference, like the bus, like the train, and you see people with the loud music, or they pull out their whole lobster and shrimp dinners, and they just eating it right in front of you, and they just do things around other people that may be perceived or looked at as like, you know, I paid my fare too. I'm on this bus or this plane just like you. I had to go through the same procedures that you did. Show a little respect, show a little courtesy. Certain areas when you see like gated communities, or they got rules and regulations like, nah, you can't play the music too loud tonight, or after certain times. You know, I don't want to live in an area like that where I can't do what I want to do, when I want to do it, how I want to do it. Popovism 101, the same respect that you want from other people, you should give freely to other people unless they show otherwise. Then it's like, now we got a problem, because I'm definitely going to show you respect, and you're going to show me respect. If you see me looking around, like I said, we on YouTube, we on Instagram, we live and we rolling. But we in the end game because over the weekend, I didn't get a chance to get on, but obviously, as I like to say, on my channel, shit is spinning in the clip, and you got Diddy. And like Uncle Murder said on the wrap-up, did he do it? Did he drug her? Did he rape her? If you didn't do it, then Diddy, why did you pay her? Why did you just turn over not 1, not 10, not 20, 30 mil? Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's a whole lot of money. Lucky ones live Zion, what's the word? That's a whole lot of money. And, you know, now that we see, for those that waited, and although he dead wrong, he's all the way foul, he's a scum of the earth, as I like to say, on the channel, you didn't really hear me beating him up, going hard. And you had a lot of people online saying, yo, you tearing down a black man, woo, woo, and They was rushing for judgment. They was rushing for blood. They was like, nah, put that nigga on the cross, kill that nigga, kill his whole family. Like the movie, I want his house burned to the ground. I want his family dead. I want his mom's dead. Now, some people was really saying that. I'm being funny, but y'all know I'm not. Some people was saying that. Some people had that energy like, kill that nigga. And you know, that's them. Some people was trolling. Some people was really in their feelings. Some people put too much energy, if you will, into these celebrities, into these athletes, into these people that's always on our timeline, right? But Popovich, you know, or Lee, if you know me in the real life, I wasn't one of the ones that was saying that. I'm like, he hasn't been arrested. I ain't seen no evidence. I wasn't there. I don't know nobody that was there that was saying X, Y, Z. And now this is only just, in my opinion, the tip of the iceberg, so they say. And we all seen the video now over the weekend. You know, obviously him coming down the hallway, wilding out, doing that to Cassidy. And it's foul. It's like it's no way to spin it, you know, as he now came out and apologized. And it's another thing, right? Whether he's sincere, whether he's apologizing because he got caught, and a lot of times people do apologize when they get caught. Or they feel like, damn, I got caught. Especially in the court system. And y'all know on the channel, if you rock with Popovich, you know I'm not an angel. I've been up top, unfortunately, a few times. You see a lot of people that feel remorse after they in the pen, like, damn, I shouldn't have did this, or X, Y, Z, and you see innocent people too. Let's make no mistake about it. You got innocent people, you got guilty people in the penal system. That's just the facts. With that said, what is he supposed to do? What he supposed to say? He supposed to come out and say, yo, that shit was 8 years ago, and it is what it is. She ain't pressed charges. You know, it is what it is. I was drunk. I was high. I was off the molly. I was wilding for respect. What are you supposed to say? Are you not accepting the fact that he apologizing? Now, I'm not saying accept the apology. What I'm saying is for the people that's like, he only apologizing because he got caught. Okay, say that's the case. What is he supposed to do? He didn't mention her name. That's what some of the people were saying. He ain't say her name directly. We don't know if he spoken with her since then or what their relationship is. I don't know. You don't know. So we really just speculating in these comments, saying a lot of shit. And this Diddy shit, right? Not only did it reveal what Cat Williams was saying earlier in the year, when he like 2024 is going to be the year of the, you know, exposing, and a lot of people is going to be exposed. And this what made me think of, because a lot of people been posting that, reposting. You see that in the comments, this the year of the explosion. A lot of people is getting exposed, and I do believe a lot of people is getting exposed. Mr. Paradisimo, what's the word? I do believe a lot of people, but not just celebrities. I think like everyday people and John Legend, we are just ordinary people. When you look at the comments, I think it's exposing us too. And I'm going to say us, because I'm of the people. I don't share everybody's views, etc. and shit like that. But I still put myself in the us, because I'm of the people. But when I say us, I mean like, remember when LeBron lost in the finals? I forget if it was, I want to say after they was up 2-0 on Dallas, and Dallas and them came back, and they lost. This when he had Wade, Flash, Bosh, and he was like, not one, not two, not three. Like, you're going to win all these rings? And in 4 years, they only won 2, which is still a success, if you ask me. You know what I mean? Simply Mincy, what's the word? But after they lost, and everybody was happy, or a lot of people was happy, especially people in Cleveland, because he left Cleveland and he went to Miami. Remember what he said after that? At the press conference? And a lot of people got mad at this. A lot of people got mad at LeBron James. Clearly it's Vinny, what's the word? On the check-in on Instagram. We live on YouTube, we live on Instagram. We talking about Diddy, because that's what's trending. But we pit stopping, and we talking about LeBron James, like LeBron James. And we talking about after the finals, after he lost, what he said, his comments. And he went to the pulpit, and a lot of people was mad. A lot of people was like, damn, 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 because he was talking about us. He was talking about a lot of y'all. Well, I'm saying us, but he was talking about a lot of people right here, right? And what he said was, you know, a lot of people, I'm paraphrasing because this was a while ago now. He's like, yo, you know, I lost, or people was happy to see us lost. People was happy to see me lost. But he like, the difference is I'm going to go and live my life, and my life is great. Like, my life is good. I'm rich. I'm LeBron James. My family is good. Like, and you got to go back to your life. And a lot of y'all is miserable. Like he came off like condescending, you know what I mean? Like a sore loser, so to speak. But what he said, in my opinion, was all facts. And it's like, yeah, you could be happy I lost. You could, you know what I mean? You happy I lost, so you celebrating that I lost. But after you get over to being happy and joyous, especially if you ain't have no money on it, and you know what I'm going to say on the channel, because that's your money. So if you just was rooting just to be rooting, and you ain't have no money on the game, then I mean, it's definitely you. But if you had money on the game and you won, then it's, you know what I mean, you get the pass, because we talking about sports, and we talking about betting, and that's your money. But if you just was rooting just to be rooting against LeBron, right? He like, y'all got to go back to y'all lives. Y'all got to go back to work the next day. You got to go back to your wife you weren't happy with. You got to go back and deal with your bum-ass baby father. You got to go up to them prisons and see your man. Like, you got to go back to that job that you hate. And I'm going to be good. So even though I lost and you happy I lost, I'm good over here. We going to be, do it look like we stressing? Look at you, and look at you. I'm glad that they chose us. I'm bringing that up to say, since Cat Williams came on and said, you know, 2024, everything gonna be getting exposed, we're gonna be looking at everything. When you look at them comments and you see people like, yo, they want you dead. Even if you may be innocent. Even if it ain't no proof. Even if it ain't no facts to back up what they saying. They just going along with the angry mob just to be going along with the angry mob. Now, as far as Diddy, obviously that shit that's atrocious. That's a travesty. It's fucked up. It's like, you know what I mean? My God, what you doing? And what have you been doing? And what more is going to come out, right? Everything else that they alleging could be true, and it also cannot be true. And somebody that has broken the law, and you hate the law, nigga, break it. I don't care. But when you get caught, remember that I don't care. I broke the law a few times, and I raised my hand like Jada. Y'all got embarrassed in the class when the teacher used to make y'all read, Yeah, I raised my hand. I broke the law a few times. More than one, like a few times. Now, I got caught, but not for everything that I've done. But I won't sit on this internet and tell motherfuckers the crimes that I did get away with. Duh. Who does that? Oh, the new generation. Like, you new niggas? Y'all niggas is some new niggas. That's not me. But I'm only saying that to say, I done sat there in the court with other people as well that did the crime they was caught for. Then they run your rap sheet off, and they say all these things about you to paint the picture that, yeah, you could have, you know, you here for armed robbery, let's just say. But you could have kidnapped people. You could have murdered some people. You could have raped some people. Like, your character is so low level that you could do all these things that we alleging or we accusing, even though it may not be true. And what happens now is that on the internet, under these comments, and some people is just trolling, and some obviously is, you know, they're real people. I'll just say that. Some people is, you know, fake profiles with no pictures, no people following them. They not following nobody. So I ain't gonna really count them. But for the real people, like in the real life, we know, you know, we can see your face, whether your profile is private or not. Like, you're a real person. We see you saying like, nah, 50 years, and every comment that you every post that you under, rather, is some negative shit. It's some shit that you wishing bad. And like Drake said, yeah, I see I see the things that they wishing on me. Hope I got some friends that outlive me. They gonna tell a story you was different from me. God's plan, like, so some of the shit you see is like, damn, you don't even know this person. You don't even know if it's true. You don't know if the person is lying. You don't know anything. You wasn't there. You ain't got no skin in the game. You don't know these people personally. They don't even know you. Who are you? Like, who are you? They don't even know you. And besides you commenting and being invested emotionally for celebrities and athletes and entertainers, etc., you're really just exposing yourself, in my opinion. And when you look at the comments and you see some of the things is like, damn, bro. And I'm not talking about Diddy. What he did is foul. We'll wait to see other stuff come out. But for me personally, I come from the era of, that's why if you watch my channel, when I covered, when the rapper was coming out, like I said, I started the show when Uncle Murder, Diddy do it, Diddy drugger, Diddy raper. If you didn't do it, then Diddy, why did you pay her? Why did you give her all that money? I just was like, damn, that's a whole lot of money to be given up and to still be innocent. And I get it later on, it's way above my pay grade. 30 million, 10 million, like 10 bands, 100 bands. Let's just not even discuss it, man. OMG. That's way out my pay grade. However, I'm like, what people in the comments later on was saying, it's the corporations, it's the businesses he was associated with. So they just try to do a quick cleanup and sweep it under the rug. And obviously that was a bad move. It didn't pay off. And now we got the video, right? But I'm not just talking about him. I'm talking about just in general, any post under the Shade Room, it's on site or whatever, any of these sites that you could go under and you see a story, you see a lot of negative comments. And I say, damn, what is this really saying about us as a society? And that's what made me harken back to LeBron James. Could it be that after we get offline and we faking for the gram and do it for the gram, like everybody's living their best life on social media, and that shit is just a front because you're really not. But in your real life, like in the real life, and you a trophy in the real life, I'm being funny, but I'm totally not. You really miserable on a low problem. That's what I'm kind of getting from this. It's giving you really not happy in your own life. It's giving, shit ain't fixed in your life, and so you come on to social media to project, to jump in the comments and troll people and say fucked up shit. Tony, what's the word, my guy? Like, it's giving that type of vibe to me, and I could be wrong. But why do you think people were so mad at LeBron James after that finals and he came to that pulpit and he said, listen, you can root against me. Y'all happy I lost? Cool. But I'm going back home to my wife, to my kids, to that big old mansion, to those big old millions and billions. I don't think he was a billionaire at that time. But pretty much he was like, yo, I'm good. How about you? How about you? When you jump off social media, are you good? Are you good in real life? And you a trophy in the real life for the ladies? Not social media. And people fronting and faking for the gram and lying. And your Instagram's a liar, right? You really miserable. And this is not to cast no wide blanket or discouragements. Y'all not be in the comments. Under the Shade Room, under On Site, under all the same trending topics that y'all see, that I pick and choose which ones I'm going to talk about on my show. I'm in the comments as well, and I leave comments and I read people's comments just like everybody else. Victor, what's the word, my guy? Just like everybody else. And a lot of the comments be wishing people go to jail, be wishing police run down on niggas, be wishing niggas get killed, be wishing death on people's family. They be wishing all type of shit. They be like, damn, like Nas said, if you ain't got no good morale, I don't want you around me. I need to burn motherfucking, what is it that Kyrie be doing sometime? Sage around the arena to kind of push back some of that negative energy and some of the negative vibes. And I'm bringing that up. Just listen, now that I'm making it aware for a little bit of people that rock with my channel. When you in the comments, what do you see? You see a lot of negative shit. And not only that, but it be negative shit and wishing bad shit on people or stories that's in these, whatever's trending. You don't got all the details. You don't have all of the facts. You wasn't there. You really don't know. But yet and still, you wishing jail. You wishing death. You wishing bad shit. And so I mentioned LeBron about you got to go back to your real life once you log off. And I also mentioned that, it's not just the 90s. I'm sure it's people in Gen Z and all these new generations that have the same principle. But in my era, or at least some of the people in my era, you couldn't just call somebody a snitch or a rat without proof. You couldn't say somebody was a homosexual or dealing with the alternate lifestyle without proof. You need concrete proof. You can't just blurt shit out and say shit about people that's not true and without evidence, because it's going to be consequences. Can't just come to the yard and, you know, woo, 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 and ah. That's why when you go to the feds, and I've never been to the feds, I've been upstate in New York State, but I know plenty of people that have been to the feds. I talk with these people, these creditable people, and they're like, listen, this is what it is inside the feds, right? That's why you got to have your paperwork. That's why when you go to the DMV, before any transaction is done, before you can speak to a clerk, or rather, when you do go speak to the clerk and you go, you know, try to do business there, they say, give me your ID. I need to see a valid ID, not an ID that's not valid. No transaction is going to be done without a valid ID or a valid identification, because we need to know who we talking to. We need to know that you are the person that you say you are. And if it's not adding up, then you're going to go get it fixed. Then you're going to come back. Then we can do whatever you're trying to do. And that's needed, because we know people just lie just to say shit. We know you could just get sued just because. Like a fucking ham sandwich, if you talk to any lawyer, I don't care what state you're in, they would tell you that a ham sandwich can get indicted. And they're being funny, but they're not. So just think about that. You say, damn, a fucking ham sandwich could be indicted? Excuse me. I'm a little hyped up. And it was hot today. Weather's getting nice. It's spring again. Everybody knows it's spring again, right? To the boys. And if a ham sandwich can be indicted, and this coming from lawyers, people that took the bar, people that passed the test, people that's going to represent your funky ass, because you don't got no money for a real lawyer. Even the ATB lawyers and the public defenders, they still had to pass the bar. They would tell you ham sandwich can be indicted. Lawsuit could be brought against anybody. And so I'm bringing that up just to say in these comments, also what is revealing as far as Cat Williams, that we rock with somebody, it don't matter. They could be guilty. All the evidence can be laid out against them. It could be clear, cut, dry, plain and simple, like, yo, this motherfucker's guilty. The evidence is right there. But if we rock with you, you're not guilty. Then on the flip side, if it ain't no evidence, if there's no evidence at all, in fact, this video showing you didn't do it, and it wasn't you, Super Cat, I think that was Super Cat. If they don't rock with you, and I say they, the people have spoken, you guilty. It don't matter what you do in the public opinion. So for me, I'm not indicting nobody in public opinion. I'm not saying nobody's guilty in the public opinion, especially as a person that's been on the, the wrong side of the law. Due to my own, I'm not, I did the crime, like I said. I raised my hand in the class when the teacher used to make y'all read, I did what I did. And it is what it is. So I'm not blaming nobody. I'm not taking accountability away from myself. But because of that, and also because I know that there's plenty of innocent people, some of your relatives, some of our families, you know what I mean? They innocent, they still in there with the people that's guilty, because the system doesn't always get it right. So for me personally, I'm not going to jump on the internet and start running with a story, handing out accusations if I know it to not be true or not. That's just something I'm not going to do. And again, if you ever been up top, if you ever been to prison, before we get to this next topic, you know you're not calling nobody gay or homosexual or faggot and none of that without no concrete proof. Definitely not calling nobody no rat, no snitch, without no paperwork. He better be your co-defendant, and you better come to that yard with that paperwork in hand, or as they say nowadays, receipts. Dre 405, what's the word? You better have receipts, because if not, you just wrote a check that your ass ain't going to be able to cash, and niggas going to see you about that. Also, you see a lot of people get blown either over the phone, but also for telling. We need to bring that back. For people that's just making false accusations, just jumping online, saying shit without proof. And then you get the angry mob and the angry crowd just because they don't want no pushback. They don't want no people in the comments dragging them, so they just go along to get along like Kwame Brown. That's why you never heard me say, yo, the nigga's guilty, woo woo, lock him up, throw away the key. People even like, yo, he killed Kim Porter. bro, was you there? Did you know what I mean? Got any dealings? Do you know anything was going on? And there's no excuse. Now that one of the videos, and again, if you just tuning in, I'm sure probably more is going to come out. But that's why you didn't see me jumping on the internet. I ain't really go with the narrative of people was tearing another black man down. It's just that I know when to speak. I know my way around the room now. So I'm not going to just be saying shit just to be saying shit to get you to tune in, to get a view, to get a like, to get somebody to agree with me. Nah. It's like that man wasn't arrested. I ain't seen no charges brought up. I ain't seen anything. I'm hearing talks. I'm hearing people saying shit, but where's the proof? Haven't seen none of that. Now we've seen one video, and I think we'll see more. But let's get to this next topic, right? Because this is another person that people love to hate, and that's Big Act. Big Act, you know what I mean? Academics, DJ Academics. Goody, what's the word? I know you hit me. I was on the bike. What was that, Friday or Saturday? I forget when you hit me, but I was on the bike and I totally forgot to hit you back. So I apologize. But now you got this story coming out about Big Act. I'm being funny, right? And people don't like him for whatever reason, right or wrong. You know, I'm not, me personally, I don't get invested in these celebrities and these athletes and these entertainers like some of y'all. Like some people really be going back and forth and on that. Maybe on some hip hop shit, as far as who's the best, who had the better verse, you know what I mean, who got the best bars or the best album. I may give some, you know what I mean, you may engage a little bit. But as far as who's guilty, who's not guilty, you know, did he do it, did he didn't do it, where's the evidence, niggas Googling and becoming lawyers and all that. All for these people, they don't know you. Who you, CO? Who you? Like, they don't know you. They don't care about you. They're not helping you. You know what I mean? Like, so far as that, I can't be invested. But I see a lot of people when it comes to certain celebrities. And this is what I'm talking about, slinging the accusations, right? Now, granted, with the Meek Mills and Diddy, same matching outfits, that shit was kind of wild. But really, people is really convinced that they did something. And it's like, was you there? Did you see booty clapping sounds? Did you see them two engaging? Do you know somebody that was right there watching, like creditable? And this is the last thing, right? Before I get to act. Islamically. And I know I'm not the best, and I never push what I believe on people. We all believe what we believe. On the day of judgment, you're going to be judged. I'm going to be judged, and we'll see then. There won't be no back talking and nothing. We'll see who was right then. However, I'm not perfect. But what I love about the Islamic religion, one of the things, there's a lot of things that I like about it. When you're the accuser, right? When you're accusing somebody of something, it's criterias and requirements that have to be met. And I love that because without that, you have what you have now on social media. He did it. Who said he did it? Was you there? Did he get convicted? Is it proof? Was it DNA? You just jumping online saying that this man did XYZ with another man and woo woo woo, and you wasn't even there. You don't even know what you're talking about. You just repeating or you just online saying some shit. And we have plenty of people doing that nowadays. But in Islam, right? And you don't gotta believe it. I just want to point out how important it is to, when you accusing somebody, or why you need proof. And then if you don't produce the proof, you're gonna be dealt with, right? So one, you gotta be an adult. You have to be an adult, not just an age. Like you just have to be an adult person. Then you gotta be sane mind. You have to have a sane mind. You can't be somebody is known to not be sane, to have mental issues. And that's not to say that they're wrong or their words should never be taken. But it's just showing you like you have to be an adult. You have to have a sane mind. You got to be a Muslim if it's obviously it's a Muslim community. And then also the last thing that's the most important thing to me, you got to have 4 witnesses. Not 1 like LeBron. We're going to win 2, not 3. You have to have 4 witnesses to corroborate what you're saying. That's the proof. 4 other people to say, oh nah, I was there. I seen XYZ. You're creditable. You're known to be, that's the last thing. You have to be creditable. You can't just be somebody that's known to, your integrity is not intact. So it's like, for instance, how we used to call in one jail, you this type of person. When you get to the next jail, you're that type of person. When you're around your homies, you're this type of person. When you by yourself, you're another type of person. So we can't trust you because you ain't standing on business as they say. You're going to keep flip-flopping whichever the odds is in your favor. And we looking at you like, nah, I'm standing on business whether I'm by myself or I got the crew with me. I'm standing on business whether everybody is against me or they with me. This is what it is. If you don't have that, you're going to get punished. What is the punishment? 80 to 100 lashes. Not Dr. Umar. I know he be being funny. He like, oh, we going to give you some lashes. And maybe he got it from that. You're going to get punished because you're accusing somebody of something that you got no proof of. You don't got no witnesses to corroborate. You just running your fucking mouth. Oh, I seen him dealing with the homo. You seen him doing what? You seen him, you was in the courtroom when he told? Do you got the paperwork saying he a rat? So what are you coming to the yard trying to convince everybody else that this nigga was ratting? Where's your proof, my guy? Go back to your cell, get those documents, come back to this yard, otherwise that's your ass. See, that's the era I come from. Nowadays, back in the days, nowadays, you new niggas, y'all some new niggas. The video seen him going in the crib, he did it. What? Was you in the house? Where's the video from the house? Let's get all the statements from everybody around. And so I'm bringing that up to say, far as Big Act, right? He in the news. He's spinning in the clip, as I like to say. And a lot of people don't like Act. Again, I'm not that invested. I don't give a fuck one way or another. You know what I mean? He getting his money. He do what he do, just like everybody else in the public eye. He's a human. He gonna human. You either gonna rock with him or you're not gonna rock with him. But for me, it's never like, oh, because I don't rock with him, he's automatically guilty. He's automatically a scumbag. No, let it play out. Let the evidence come out. Let it go to court. Let it go to trial, not public opinion. And let's see if the judge and 12 of his peers find him guilty. So anyway, it's a story coming out with him. Allegedly, maybe kind of, sort of. People is like, oh, y'all in Bermuda. Oh, wow. That's what's up. And how the song used to go, I want to take you to Bermuda, Jamaica. Ooh, I want to take you to the Bahama. Come on, pretty mama. This be my shit. I never been to Bermuda. Sure, y'all having a beautiful time. Bless up. Safe travels, you know what I mean? And get everything you supposed to get, Goody. So happy for you, bro. Get everything you supposed to get. People like, yo, what's the tape out? She's on tape, yelling and screaming, and then other people is like, it's two different instances that happened. I don't know. I wasn't there. You know what I mean? And so I'm not gonna jump online and convict people in the public eye. But that's what people was doing. That's what people was doing. Pardon me. That's what people was doing with Big Act, and because they don't like him, he's guilty off the rip. Me, I'm gonna wait. I'm going to see the evidence. I'm going to see what's going on. And then we'll see if he's guilty or not. I'm not going to just run to the internet just because everybody else is running to the internet and, oh, he's guilty. Because people are saying he put the evidence, he put the tape out himself. Police came, Easy Wolf and Co. What's the word? My sissy Lisa in the building. He put the video out. Police came to his crib, took the video. No charges was brought. I think a year later or whatever, now a lawsuit is being brought. And again, you could be sued for anything. A fucking ham sandwich could be indicted. This according to the lawyers. I only took a course in prison. I only know I only know a smidget of the law. Like Holly Berry said in Boomerang, is that a smidget of a nipple? I only know a smidget. And I helped people in the law library when I was working in the law library, but I never would get on a channel or a public forum like, yeah, I'm a jailhouse lawyer. I know the law backwards and forwards. Woo, 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 per section, such and such. I'm never going to do that because I will be lying. But I do know the real lawyers. They're like, yo, a fucking grand jury can indict a ham sandwich. So if a ham sandwich can be indicted and anybody can get sued, that doesn't mean you're guilty. You still have to have due process. You still have to wait it out, play it out, and see how it goes. He don't seem worried. I guess his Instagram at that time was deactivated. People was like, oh, he's guilty, etc. Then he had said something about Meek Mills. They be going back and forth, and he was like, he got off when he found out he was flopping. He said some shit to the point like, it got me off or it got me a hard on, right? And he was being sarcastic. He was being funny. Had a lot of women in the comments, with the blue checks and shit, because they don't like him. Oh, any signs of sexual deviancy that lets me know that he's guilty. Come on, ma. And I would say a name and all that and put her on blast, but it's not for me to, put people on blast, expose people, if you will. It's just like, damn, so because he was being funny or being sarcastic or saying, I really hate you that much that it gave me a hard on, that means I did what I'm being accused of? Come on now. And I brought up the fact that, when you in court and they read in your rap sheet and they're like, yo, armed robbery, kidnapping, hostage, woo woo woo, strong arm, assault, all these things they reading, those are the things that you may have done. But then they may be reading some other shit just to try to paint a picture of you to say, yeah, you did this too, and that doesn't mean that. So we got to be careful with that because that's what the system does. They say, oh nah, when he was 16 he did this. When he was 25 he did this. When he was 30 years old he did this. So he definitely did this. Nah, it doesn't work that way. It doesn't work that way. And although you may not like a person, you may hate a person, if that's, if shit is consuming you like that, then seek help. And like Michael Jordan said on that meme that be spinning, you're a victim. Seek help. Like, get some help because you bugging on the internet. Just because a person did one crime don't mean he did another crime. Doesn't mean that at all. It just means that he did one crime, he was proven guilty of that, and that's that. Until you prove that he did this other shit, he ain't do it. Innocent till proven guilty. And so, we gonna see what happens with academics. I'm curious to see. But I know from the comments there's a lot of people they don't like him. So he's guilty off the rip. It don't matter if he did it or not, he's guilty off the rip. And again, what does that say about us as a society? And then I ask you, because a lot of y'all got Pookies and Ray Rays in your family, a lot of y'all nephews, uncles, your little cousins in them. They part of the gang life. They running these streets going crazy. Are they guilty for every little thing that we might think they did? Do we have that same energy for the people in your family? Because I know the people online, for some, it's just people online. It's just a celebrity. You really don't know them. You don't really view them as human or human experience because you can't really relate to them. You broke, you living in your one bedroom, or you struggling job to job, check to check. They millionaires, they got rich nigga problems, you know what I mean, rich women problems. They doing what they do and you living your life. And that's why that LeBron James uppercutted people so hard after he lost the finals. And he was like, yo, I'm going to go and live my life even though I lost. And y'all happy I lost? You got to go back to living your life. And once you log off Instagram and Twitter and YouTube and all that shit, and you got people in the comments liking your comments, agreeing with you just to be agreeing, you really not happy in your relationship. You ain't really happy at your job. You and your family not really getting along. Like, you really got drug problems and you got shit going on. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? Everything is not great and hunky-dory in your life. But when you get online and you post for the pic and you post for the gram, everything good. So you want to make it seem. But really is it? When you log off, are you really happy? Is everything really peaches and cream in your life? And again, nobody's life is peaches and cream, but what I'm saying is that's why a lot of people was mad at LeBron. Because his life really was good, at least as far as financially. So far, he's still with his wife, kids doing good. We ain't seen no scandalous shit with him. So for the most part, he was telling the truth. He like, yeah, I lost the finals. I know y'all happy I lost. But he really was like, fuck y'all. Because after I leave this press conference, my life is good. I'm going to forget about losing to Dallas. I'm going to go back to that big old pool, that big old mansion, my wife who love me, my kids who love me. I'm going to get on a jet, fly to Turks and Caicos, go to Dubai, go wherever I want to go. But can you do the same thing? You stuck in your life. You still trying to figure it out. And that's not to, I'm not saying that to talk down on nobody. We all figuring it out. Until you figured it out, we all trying to figure it out. But my point is, a lot of people was mad at LeBron. A lot of people was mad at him. And so again, when you see people online saying all type of outlandish shit, you know what I mean, wishing jail on people, wishing the feds come get motherfuckers, wishing people family is dead, and wishing motherfuckers get, like the worst. And it's like, damn, bro, are you really happy? Because who goes online doing some of the shit or saying some of the shit that we see under some of these posters? And again, I'm going to just end, that topic with this. I'm not the oldest motherfucker. I'm not the maturest, but I am still from the era. Definitely when you go into prison, you're not calling nobody no rat, no snitch and none of that without no proof. You're not calling nobody no homosexual or caught up with the, with the boys without no proof, without no concrete proof, and your integrity got to be intact. You just that's the first thing we want to know. Who's the source? Is it from a credible source? Who's from? Oh no, that nigga's a liar. That nigga just beat me in. That nigga just beat over here. Like your word is shit. Like in the real life, you're a trophy in the real life I'm playing. And we take some of these people offline and we start lining them up and say, well, how's your word in the hood? Are you creditable? Are you gonna have people say, oh nah, this guy's stand up. This female is she ain't known to be a liar. She's known to tell the truth. He's known to tell the truth. We believe him. Or are you one of the people that's like, who told you that? Nah, he wasn't even there. And like Jada said, hate a nigga that always there to see shit. No, what he said, never there to see shit, but always hear what happened. How you never there, but you always hear what happened, bro? Was you in the club when the nigga got busted in his head with the bottle? Because I was standing right there. In fact, he came dripping blood all over my fucking sweater. I was there when that happened. So how did you hear about it? You wasn't there. Was you there when the shots rang off? No, I was standing right there because the nigga that was shooting was my man. Duh. And I'm just pointing those examples out because you'll have people that wasn't there, don't know what they talking about, know the whole story, know the whole narrative. Like, bro, sis, calm down. You wasn't there. You don't know what you're talking about. And not only was you not there, but your integrity is shit. Your word is shit. So we don't believe you. And like Hov, you need more people because we don't believe you. We don't believe you. And that's that. Let's get to this next topic though, right? Let's get to this next shit. Let's get to the motherfucking teacher. Teacher, tell me how you do it. It looks so easy like there was nothing to it. But they don't understand that the ruler would be the creator of the style, Ricky D, right? So last time I did the live, last Friday, talking about the teacher that had the students taking out his hair. And at that point in time, it was like maybe kind of sort of he might get fired. And since then, he has gotten fired, and he has come out and spoke. But he came out and spoke twice. So let's go talk about the teacher real quick, right? Because he had this to say. First and foremost, where's that video? Excuse me. So we got the teacher right here talking.
The truth, even if it's right in front of their faces. It was the last 10 minutes of class. Last 10 minutes of class on Friday. The work is done for the week, the work is done for the day. I've said this, but some people still just don't understand. But other than that, I think I fit all the boxes of being a professional. Now, this video, I agree, it was unprofessional. I'm not negating that. Me getting my hair unbraided at the school, at my place of employment, yes, that was highly unprofessional. I get that. I'm not arguing. I'm not arguing with that.
I
But
said that.
I am what you call a
We
unprofessional in
on
some
YouTube, we
ways.
on Instagram, we on
Unprofessional,
2 platforms. So you see me
eclectic,
looking around. That's what I'm
unconventional
doing.
teacher. A lot of the things that I do can be viewed by some people as being unprofessional. Like going to school, I have no problem wearing a short sleeve shirt. I'm tatted up. I got tats on my neck, tats on my arms, tats on my leg. But this doesn't stop me from, okay, if I want to rock some shorts, or if I want to wear my, my arms out, or not wear a turtleneck, like people will ignore do these
We're
things
gonna
because
watch
they
2
don't
slides
affect
and I'm
my
gonna give my
efficacy
commentary.
as a teacher. If anything, I think it enhances it because I know me personally thinking back on my schooling career. Back in high school, I had a teacher named Mr. Dutrow. Mr. Dutrow, if you're out there watching this, shout out to you because you were one of the coolest teachers in that whole entire school. But anyway, Mr. Dutrow, basketball coach, tatted up. I'm talking about down to his fingers, tattoos on his neck.
So pretty much, right? He's now coming out saying, since they let him go, and I don't think he should have lost his job. I think he should have been reprimanded. I think he should have had a talking. Like, listen, this is what we expect of you. This is what this is the standard that we trying to have at whatever's. I think he's in Maryland, whatever school he's at. And moving forward, this is how you should conduct yourself. But even he like, it was unprofessional. And again, when I first seen the story, I was like, it's unprofessional. But then I went to his page, and like he said, he's a TikToker. He got over 100,000 followers, so he's an influencer, and that's the new wave now, right? I feel like, so I'll just reiterate before we get to what he's saying, and then now it's another teacher, a white guy, who's having some kids put some shit in his head, do some shit, and he's asking the question like, all right, well, what about this guy? Because he's white, I'm black, even though it's some similarities, it's not some similarities. Why y'all not dousing him? Why y'all not looking up everything on him? Why y'all not outraged saying, this teacher need to be fired? So what I'll say, like I said, when I first seen it, I'm like, unprofessional. Then I went to his page. Like he said, he got a lot of tattoos. Some of his videos, he got his shirt off. And some of the tattoos, it's like, my 13-year-old daughter, my 12-year-old daughter, my 11-year-old daughter. Do I want them following their teacher and being able to see certain things? I get it when you're in the social media era. I know when I was young, going to school or whatever, we didn't have that, so we couldn't really see what the teachers was doing outside of the school. Nowadays, everything is all for the gram. No matter where you at, you putting it up. And teachers is no same. Senators is no different. Judges, and we see people of different professions doing the same shit, getting themselves in trouble. And so after I went to his page, then I started to say, it's inappropriate. It's definitely inappropriate. It's unprofessional. It's inappropriate. And when you listen to his excuses, I had a hair appointment, but I would have been late. I wouldn't have been able to take my hair out. I would have had to drive the car with my feet and take my hair out and woo, 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 and and just really a lot of excuses, if you ask me. We all got 24 hours in a day to work with. We all have to manage our time and, be the most productive as we possibly can be within our 24 hours. Some of us get the job done, Big Daddy Kane, our work, and some of us bullshit around, you know what I mean? And so, he was just giving a lot of excuses. And so now he came out, since he's been let go, and like Donald Trump, you're fired. Now he like, I was inappropriate, but I'm a kind of unconventional type of teacher. This is 2024, and I was questioning his sexuality as far as the video, because I'm like, I don't think a straight guy would have done it. And obviously in this new video of him critiquing another teacher in another place, he is, speaking like he sounds straight. So I don't think he's of the community. You know what I mean? And so this is him again.
Sister, you have the whole school looking at you. Probably before what's got you pissed off today? I'll start. This is your sign to bedazzle your teacher's head. Roll the clip.
Roll the clip.
Why is this this man not being publicly executed like I was.
Mm.
There's a few subtle differences, but we essentially did the exact same thing. Man is getting his head bedazzled, so they're not even touching his hair. They're literally touching his scalp.
That's true.
I have a teacher with students in close proximity to him. He's clearly a good teacher. He's clearly built a bond with these students. They feel comfortable.
We don't know if he's a good teacher.
School year, letting his kids have fun, probably at the end of class, like my video. Students' faces are shown in the video. It's all over the internet.
Student faces are shown in the internet.
Arduously to try to find everything to destroy this man, like y'all did. Why are we not dragging this man through the mud? Like,
good question.
Through the mud?
Good question.
What got you pissed off today? I'll start.
Here's the difference. We should be dragging him, or we should be doing more investigation. When you look in the comments, some of the people is like, because his people, they probably laughed about it and didn't really, they rock with him like that. Black on black. Oh, but you black. 50 minutes into the show. Oh, but you black. We know that we deal with each other, the worst. We think the worst of each other. We don't put the best construction on it. We do try to crabs in the barrel, tear each other down, even though Hole was like, we're not pulling each other down. The crabs is really trying to pull each other up. That was a whole nother way to look at it, and boof, mind blown. I'll say this though. Is the other teacher a TikToker? Is he a social media influencer? He is white, so off the back, he got the right complexion off the rip. And as a black man, and again, oh, but you black. We know that whether you agree with it, whether you dislike it, whether you're going to pitch a bitch about it, the bottom line is, if you are black, even if you're light-skinned like me, everything doesn't apply to you that applies to others, or you won't be given the same leeway, I should say, as the others. You know that you're going to get a tight rope to walk. You're going to get less slack to fuck up. Knowing that, you can't put yourself in position to lose out like he did. And again, I don't think he should have been fired, but now that you are fired, maybe you can go full throttle with being a TikToker until they decide to ban it. You're not white. And as he said in this next clip,
before someone says it, everything that y'all tried to dig up about me was cap. I addressed every single thing that y'all tried to dig up about me to try to fit this narrative that I'm a monster. None of it held weight, and I addressed every single one of it. I've been transparent this entire time. I never said he was a monster. I was never texting my students. People saw a video of me reading messages from my phone and automatically assumed that I was texting my students. They were emails. And I was reading my work email from my personal device.
Okay.
Next. Oh, he was shooting a shot. He shot a shot at a high school girl.
Said that.
Since when does joining a viral trend along with millions of other TikTok users equate to shooting your shot at someone? Since when does stitching someone's video and joining a trend equate to shooting your shot at someone? Next. Lastly, I don't know how the internet found out I was fired before I did. How does that work? That's exactly why we can't.
Okay, so now let's address this. I get outside of work, you're a TikToker. So this is what you do. Pop up his TV, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. We live, we rolling, we unscripted, right? You here to do a teacher's job, my guy. You keep saying, yo, it was a viral, trend and all that. You jumping on the trends. No, just teach the kids. Teach the teacher. Tell me how you do it. It looks so easy, like there was nothing to it. But they don't understand that the ruler would be the creator of the style, Ricky D. You there to teach, my guy. So why are you worrying about trending challenges and videos and trying to copycat that instead of teaching? So that's what he like, I was just doing a trending video and woo and What's the difference between me and the white guy? There shouldn't be no difference, but but you black. And you want to go to South Africa? I always quote that because it's true. It's like the Lethal Weapon movie. You want to go to support that? But you're black. You're not going to be judged the same way, my guy. You can try to fix it in your head. You could try to will it to be that way. You could say, yo, it's not fair. Woo. You're not going to get the same leeway. So that's number one. Number two is you jumped on the internet. And you said, so let's stir the pot a little bit. And you thought you was the amigos, and you was in the kitchen with the wrist twisting like a stir fry. And the kitchen was twisting like a stir fry. And the kitchen was twisting like a stir. You thought you was stir frying and whipping it up, and you thought you was eating. You thought you was killing. And now the internet said, nah. You want to be antagonistic? You want to poke the bear? You want to see how deep the rabbit hole goes? All right, well, we going to get you fired. Because some parents wasn't cool with it. And I was one that was not cool with it as well. The white guy probably not jumping on the internet saying, I want to make a tick. That's the kids doing that. I'm pretty sure. You the one, in your case, in my opinion, I could be wrong. In his case, it looked like the kids wanted to do this shit. In your case, it looked like you wanted to do it. Then when you got some pushback, instead of you deleting the video, saying, you know what I mean, everything ain't for fucking social media, I shouldn't be trying to intertwine my TikTok influence and my teaching job. Let me just fall back. You wanted to come to the internet and stir the pot. And you like, excuse me, Your Honor. And all you did was come and quote a whole bunch of excuses. Oh, I was going to have a hair appointment, but I wasn't going to make it on time. Oh, I could have took my hair out last night, but we was going to be filming. Oh, so I wanted to get 100 or a few of my 100 besties. Bro, what grown man got a whole bunch of besties, little kids as they besties? I'll wait. And in the Me Too movement era, and he did it to Me Too, and all the climate of teachers doing, and I'm not accusing him of doing anything inappropriate. Obviously, he hasn't been accused of that. Nobody has never brought that up as far as the administration. Some people like myself in the comments is like, but we never said that's what it was. But you being a teacher, knowing that the climate that we living in, why would you even subject yourself to that? So you outsmarted yourself, and now you know what it's like to lose. To feel so desperately that you was right, yet to fail. So let's continue.
Actually,
it's like 6 slides.
Nice, in-depth, eloquently put explanation as
to why
I was getting my hair undone.
You just got excuses. It wasn't an explanation.
I firmly believe that I was attacked. And let me add this in here. Mainly attacked by my own community. I was attacked by my own
Now you're pulling the race card. Oh, but you black.
I firmly believe that I was attacked because I'm a young, handsome black man. People who watched this video and thought anything weird or anything suggestive saw me, was attracted to me. I got tattoos. I got an attractive energy, attractive aura.
Now
you could sense that through the video. And since you could sense that attractiveness, or since you were attracted to me, you projected your own thoughts and ideologies and traumas and experiences onto me and my children. Their students, assisting them with their hair. No flack. And I mentioned this in the video. If I was a female teacher, this would not be a problem.
But you're not
Y'all
a female.
Are proving my point. So I guess if I was a female teacher and I was palm colored.
And palm colored. So that's why I said I was questioning the sexuality, but now I'm assuming he mean palm colored to mean the other. Bro, number one, you're not a female. Number two, you're not a female. Number three, you're not a female. And even though they keep pushing the narratives, the females and the ladies, like, where the ladies at? Where the ladies at? Where the ladies at? Where the ladies at? Even though they keep pushing for equality and we're the same and we're equal. No, we're not the same. We're absolutely not the same. We're all human, but we got different organs. Our speed, agility, strength, minds, and all that. We think different. All that's different. So we're not the same, and the Most High didn't create us the same for a reason. He created us different so that we can complement each other. Whether you agree with that, whether you believe that or not. So he already starting off, what if I was a female? I'm a female, but you're not a female. So of course it's going to be perceived and looked at differently. We're not the same. And if you sound like you want to be on the same level and playing field, and it's not. So, I wish the brother, much success. I think he want to be a TikToker, and like I said, he got a lot of followers, so maybe he will get what he wants. Ultimately, I think he was juggling, trying to do both, and it's not working out for you. So, maybe it'll work out in another time. Let's get to this other shit though, right? Speaking of females, we over here, what's the lady name? Lucina or whatever her name is. She a comedian. She's been in a lot of I didn't mean to do that. She been in a lot of movies with comedians and shit. She was talking about Diddy, and she was also pushing that narrative of black women being the most unprotected and woo 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 and And I disagree because I think it's the children. I believe the children are the future. Lead them well and let them lead the way. Show them all the things, that they possess inside. Give them a chance and that type of vibe, right? Let me just fix this real quick on we back. Guess after 1 hour they take you off. Yeah, kid. We back and we rolling. So here's another story coming out. It's a wild story. And a lady, looked like an elder lady, but not, not like a grandma, elderly, but just could be somebody mom, somebody auntie, a little uncouth, a little condescending, a little not self-aware, especially on a plane, and you go in and pick up your little grandbaby, etc. And this, it's a trending topic right now. And we see this lady right here.
What is the problem? Because she don't want to tell us her name. I got where you want to tell me about you guys. I what's the problem? We ain't got no problem with that. We understand we gotta help people get off the plane and help anyway. What's the problem? We agree. You wasting your breath. They gonna take this plane off the ground.
Wasting your breath.
Did you ask her to agree?
Did you ask the other lady?
No nonsense going on. You better get out of my face is what you need to do.
You better get out of my face, lady. Disrespect.
You ain't got to worry about two damn things. Black birthday here. Yeah.
You see, the people was laughing in the beginning, right?
Late? No.
It's all fun and games till the rabbit got the gun.
That lady came and asked us, we got witnesses, we all agreed. Didn't nobody tell me? Yeah, because we all agreed, and everybody can witness that. And my grandson is getting out of school.
That's not our problem, man.
And I'm not getting
Ladies and gentlemen, for the passengers that we're asking to
now you're going to tell us what you're going to do?
No, my grandson is 4 years old, and he's getting out of school. It really was. No, we all agreed.
Ladies and gentlemen, we'll be on the way here shortly. We've got to take care of this issue here. Law enforcement will be arriving.
Really? I'm trying to disagree with her.
Accident, so
She is lying.
Please,
I'm gonna ask you one more time, nicely to get off.
I'll ask you one more time, man.
But I'm calling my attorney.
I'm calling my attorney. Can't make this shit up, bro. Can't make this shit up.
But we'll talk about it outside.
We're going to talk about it outside.
My grandson is in Texas getting out of school.
That's fine, man.
I
I understand everything, but we'll have to step outside and air traffic also.
Sir,
No, that's not legal. I'm getting my
I'm not getting off this plane.
I'm not.
Anyway, everybody get off the plane. Everybody.
You have somebody we came up to see us. Everybody get off. In handcuffs?
They got Roosevelt handcuffs.
They got Roosevelt handcuffs.
Look at him. He's a fucking arm fighter. Look at him. Get the dumb ass off.
Get her dumb ass off the plane. And so, obviously, whenever the video starts rolling, it looked like she did agree. I don't know if she pissed the flight attendant off, the first one, but you hear her tell one of the flight attendants, yo, get up out my face. You wasting your breath. Did you ask the other people? Let me get on the phone, call my lawyer. My grandbaby getting out at 4, his mother had to do something. All these excuses and all this other shit, as opposed to just knowing when to take a back seat, Yes, we got no problems with this woo 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 ah. And I tell people all the time, and it seems like people don't be having no wherewithal. And you know, I learned at a young age. I mean, obviously, from my household, on the days, you know, mommy, I love you, you know what I mean? But certain days she got off work or shit ain't been going right with her, and she was mad. You know what I mean? For whatever reason, we all have bad days. And I learned even more once I got to prison. You know, certain officers come in, you know, wife ain't give them no buns. You know, they feel that they, you know, supposed to get overtime. The other person got it, they didn't. Whatever it is, or maybe they just didn't like niggas. And nigga, please. I'm treated like a fucking disease. You say, why do I call myself a nigga so quick? Because I can reach in my drawers and pull out a bigger, you know what I mean? Like, niggas say nigga, we cool, but crackers say nigga, nut the fuck up. Maybe they just was on some fuck niggas, hate niggas shit, right? You gotta read the room. You gotta know and check the temperature of the room. This ain't gonna be a good day for me to do what I normally do. If you house gang, if you a IPA, or you some shit like that, you work in the gallery. There's certain things that you can do when certain people are there. Viviva Fox, what up? There's certain stuff that you can do when certain people are around, and then when your mom's had a bad day, you couldn't do it. When the mouse away, when the cat's away, the mouse will play. So she wasn't reading the room, or she wasn't checking the temperature of the room. Clearly, this is an airplane. People got to go, and as you can hear in the video, in the beginning it sounded like people was on her side maybe, but now when it's like, yo, y'all all gonna get off the plane. Now you see people start looking with the side eye, calling her Rosa Parks, calling her all different type of names and shit. You say, in the beginning of the video, they was on her side. They thought they was on her side. Tell you what up, they on her side. Now when everybody got to get off the plane, now this is Rosa Parks. Good for that bitch. You hear the comments? And we talking about the story where the lady was taken off the plane. She was sitting in the emergency exit. And have you seen my little short that I did earlier? Today is Monday. Motivational Monday, you know what I mean? Like, I'm your motivational speaker, whether you like it or not. And as I started the show off, saying respect and courtesy goes a long way for everybody. Like, all the way from the CEO of the company, all the way down to the butler, all the way to the waitress, all the way to the motherfucker that's checking out your groceries at the store, the cashier. They all should get respect. You should give respect. They should give you respect. You should be courteous. They should be courteous. So you can see, she like, get out my face. You wasting your breath. Tell that shit like, so you really like talking to the people that's on the plane, the stewardess, the people that's running the show, the people that have the power to say, you gonna get off this fucking plane. And if you don't, we gonna lock your ass up. And you told Harpo to beat me? So who do you think you are? So you hear people, you know, at first, like, they laughing. Shit is a game. Shit is a joke. Until the rabbit got the gun. Now when it's like, oh no, man, you gonna get off this plane, or we gonna make everybody get off, then we gonna lock you up. And she like, you know, but my grandbaby's 4. He's in Texas. His mother had an emergency. She went on a vacation. I'm supposed to pick my grandbaby up. They don't care about that. That's not their concern. You should have thought about that. And you should have, as a grown adult, you know, she's a grown woman, obviously, but as a grown adult, check the temperature of the room. And that's why I use the analogy. Certain days when my moms came home, you could tell when she came in, today is not the day for me to be acting like a fucking knucklehead. Today is not the day for me to keep going to her door, knocking on her door, asking her shit, getting on her nerves. Because I'm going to get the skin whipped off my ass. I'm going to get yelled at, or I'm going to get put on punishment, or she's going to say I can't watch TV, something of that effect. You got to know when to read the room. There's certain days when you chilling at your job, shit is all good. And certain days, oh, we got the people coming from Albany today. Everybody on their best behavior. Time to straighten up. to not be on the phone, to not be dicking around and fuck around and find out. And that's what happened to this lady here. They locked her ass up. You going to jail now. Like the nigga on the bus driver, you going to jail now. They locked her ass up. And people in the comments was like, oh, it's black people, we always sell each other out. We do. Make no mistake about it. I'll be the first to raise my hand like Jada said. Y'all got embarrassed in the class when the teacher used to make y'all read. I'll be the first to say that, yeah, a lot of black motherfuckers, unfortunately. I'm not saying this, as a braggadocious, because it's nothing to be proud about. But I can recognize, unfortunately, a lot of black folks do a lot of black folks the fucking worst. Like, you won't do no crackers like that. You won't do no Asians like that. And I'm not saying you should do that to these people. What I'm saying is, with us, no, let me just put the best construction on it. Let me hear motherfucker out. Nah, I don't got no new friends. I don't got nothing. Fuck that. I'm killing nigga. Any nigga, killing a nigga. And like Hope said, it's hard not to kill niggas. It's like a full-time job not to kill niggas, right? Like, so we do each other the worst. People in the comments were saying that, but it was a black lady talking to her first. The first stewardess was black. The white lady came after. So the black lady is trying to reason with her. Oh, did you ask them over there? Oh, did you do? We said we're going to do it. I put my music on. Why are you talking to me like that? You want to make your flight to Texas? You want to get to your grandbaby? All right, so have some respect for me, because I'm talking to you with respect. And even if you don't like what I'm telling you or the rules and regulations of the plane, and a lot of people may not know when you're booking these flights, and I've been on enough flights and I've sat in the emergency exit a few times. You gotta, they ask you, even though online, if you book online and all that, you still gotta check the boxes. Before the flight goes off, they coming to you. Listen, you sitting in the emergency exit, this is what's required of you. Are you cool with that? If not, cool, we're gonna move you to another seat. We're gonna set you up somewhere else, and we'll put somebody else here that doesn't mind doing that, and everybody's fine. The flight will go on, everybody's happy. She was extra with it. And again, in my opinion, it's not black women, and it's not a knock. So for those in the back that watch my show or whatever, I'm not knocking black women. I'm not knocking them down, tearing them down. I just don't agree with the narrative that they're the most unprotected. I think it's the kids. Because from what I see, my observation, I see a whole bunch of women doing a lot of shit that men can't get away with. Talk crazy, do shit. You're going to get a little more leeway than the man. That's what I see. You can disagree and we'll just agree to disagree. But that's what I see. I think it's the kids that's overlooked. That's the most unprotected. Caught up in the system between two parents or whatever the case may be. It's not black. When you see her, they gave her a lot of chances. Few people came up to her. Listen, woo, 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 Did you ask her that? Let me get on the phone with my lawyer. I'm not getting off no plane. Like, you don't run shit. You don't run anything. You're a passenger. You paid your ticket and all. You paid your money. But you ain't going to dictate what goes on here. And she didn't read the temperature of the room. She thought she had the people with her on her side. And if you watch the end of the video, what they saying? Yeah, they got Rosa Parks in cuff. They got that bitch. Other people, other passengers is now clowning her for what she did. And it's like, all for what? Because you ain't like how the lady try to instruct you on what's required of you for sitting in an emergency exit. You're an older lady, and I say older, I'm going to say in your early 50s probably, late 40s, you're a grown, mature woman, you should be. And what we really see nowadays, and I'm not no better than nobody, so I'm not up here. I'm striving, and I know at one point in time, at least I can raise my hand and say, like, even in my early 30s, you know what I mean, was still, arrested in my development. Could have been prison, could have been not, could have been education, whatever choices and, path that I took, that my journey of life particularly was taken on. And I had to recognize that. I said, nah, you need to grow up more. You need to be more responsible. You need to take more accountability. You need to show other people around you respect and be courteous. And once I start doing that, a lot of the little bullshit arguments or confrontations I would get into with people, and I say Islam helped a lot too. You know, I'm quick. Patience is short. Time to pop off, or I'm not even going to think. I'm one of the people like, after the fact, like, damn, should have not reacted like that. Should have not did that. And you hear videos and you see people all the time telling people, like my former self, like, yo, 15 seconds of not thinking will get you in the pen. 15 seconds to get you kicked out, and get you this, and get you arrested. Too emotional, too quick to pop off and show somebody like, oh, you talking to me? Like, who you think you talking to? Pop off, and then now you're going to have to reap those consequences. And when I start having some patience, let me think this shit through a little bit. Like, this shit even worth my time. Even though sometimes the person may need an ass whipping. Like, you really need me to put my foot in your ass. You really need me to stomp you on the ground. Like, you know what I mean? But I'm not going to do that. Because, one, you're not worth it. Two, I got more people, and I'm worth more than just throwing my, you know what I mean, wasting a felony or wasting, you know, time on you. I'm going to give you a pass. Definitely going to think about it before I just react. Maybe I'll swing back later when I think I can get away with the shit. But just popping off and being impulsive, nah. Not no black man, not in America. And even for black women. You're only going to get only a little bit more leeway than somebody else. And we see all too many videos, police slam the child on the hard concrete. Like, no, you're going to get slammed on the ground too. And I'm not saying that's right. But what I'm saying is when you act out and you don't be more mindful, self-aware, this not the place and time to be trying to be funny. This ain't the classroom. And you shouldn't be doing that in the classroom either. But, you know, playing the class clown role to get a good laugh and key out of the people in the class before they send you to the principal's office, because you ain't want to be in class anyway. You got embarrassed in the class when the teacher used to make y'all read, So you wanted to leave anyway. You wanted to go smoke and roll up. So you're going to make a little joke. Everything's funny. You know what I mean? You're going to do some dumb shit to get the laugh. But once you go out the room, the class still goes on. And at the end of the year, when the people, your peers, are graduating, when they go into the next grade, right, you the one left behind. Asshole. And you like, damn, I'm the jerk off. I was funny in class, but now the people done moved on and they laughing at you because you still in the 4th grade. Supposed to be in the 6th grade, but you got left back twice. I'm not talking about me personally. I'm just talking in general when you're trying to be a class clown and appease everybody. On a plane is not the place to do that. And after 9/11, they been cut all that shit out. You going to listen or you going to get off this motherfucking plane and we going to lock you up. And that's what they did to her. They locked her fucking ass up. Let's get to this other story, right? Where this brother at? It's a brother, I'm not sure. I think it might be out of Jersey. Where's the story at? Thought I had it. It looked like I don't got it. But anyway, it's a story of tattoo guy. Look like he got the big wings like my brother. One of my brothers got the tattoo on his chest and shit. Got dreads, light skin, you know what I mean? And he's sitting in the car like, listen, to the little girl, you know, who had to see her father get jumped by me and my brothers, you know, you couldn't receive the consequences, so you had to see your pops, you know, get jumped in the woo, and he like, yo, you know, we talk to the parents, we talk to the school, we sent letters, we try to go about this the adult way. We try to, you know, come to some type of resolution. Or why are you bullying my daughter? Although in the video that I thought I saved, he doesn't say how his daughter was being bullied. He doesn't say that she got jumped. He doesn't say, you know, maybe they call her names. Maybe they just, you know, messing with her in class. How many people? Was it one person? Is the person bigger? He doesn't really go into those details. What he's saying is, we talked to the school. We sent letters. Nothing happened. Y'all still continue to do what y'all do. So me and my brothers, you know, had to jump the father. So people in the comments, I wish I had the post. So I wanted to read some of the comments. A lot of women is like, "Ooh, we got a real one. We got one sticking up for the win. Anytime it's like, a man or whatever, and I get it, you know what I mean? Because in certain instances, we do see oftentimes, unfortunately, a man do some foul, whack shit to a chick, and we know we're not the same, even though women want to be the same, and I won't go back and forth with that argument. If you watch my channel, I appreciate you, but my stance, we're not the same. God made us different so we can complement each other, not be the same. You know what I mean? We're human, and we got different body parts. We think that our brains are different. We got similarities, but for the most part, yeah, men are stronger. We faster and quicker, and we fight. Unless you Layla Ali or you Bruce Lee daughter or you somebody that's trained and you know what you're doing, you're probably not going to beat no man in no one-on-one. And so we see videos, unfortunately, where dude beating a woman up, or one video was in Harlem, where I'm from, Harlem stand up, dude walk right up and hit the girl with the the skateboard and all that. We see whack videos like that where dudes hitting on women, etc., right? So I get that women is like, yeah, you know what I mean? He's standing up for his daughter, or he's standing up for his wife, his sister, he whipped his ass, you know what I mean? I get that part. And there's nothing wrong with that. I'm going to do the same thing. You know what I mean? We don't protect for the people in my family. I'm not going to just jump out the window, Geronimo, you know what I mean, holding my ass cheeks like, oh yeah, I'm just going to jump out the window for any random old woman. Maybe, depending, but chances are probably not. You know what I mean? For my family, yes. Because that's what you're supposed to do it for. The men in your family supposed to protect the women in your family. And I get it. We live in a community where the community should be, more of a community. Where, they say it takes a village to raise a child. So, back in the days, you do some shit in school. The teacher got a right to admonish you. Your neighbors put foot to your ass. Your moms put foot to your ass. When your pops come home, foot to your ass. Like, we all in this shit together trying to make something out of you. Them days is kind of gone. Should they be back? Yeah, but right now that's not what it is. And I don't really advise no man to just jump out the window. If you got a family, you got daughters, you got a mom, you got a wife, to just jump out the window for some rando, woman that you don't know. You know what I mean? Like, in a perfect world, ideally, yeah, maybe you could try to intervene, but that's not something is required. Like, yeah, you definitely got to do that. No, it should be your husband. No, it should be your brother. No, it should be your uncle. No, it should be your cousin. Like, it should be those men in your family protecting you from, other men. Not just a random. Now, don't get me wrong. You got good Samaritans. We see it all the time. You know what I mean? We see it. And we also see the bad side of that, where a good Samaritan come on, jump in, and, you get taken off the board for somebody you didn't even know. And now your wife is a widow. Your partner, your woman, she ain't got no man. Your kids, they ain't got no father. So you got to pick and choose when you want to, like when your life's on the line, you gotta be real shrewd about it. And when is the time to do it. But anyway, had a lot of women bigging him up, you know what I mean, as he should, whip the ass and do this and do that. But I want to say this, right, because I don't know the brother. I don't know if the story is real. I don't know if it was a skit. Everything is, and it's all for sale. People do shit now just to get some views, to get some traction. But he like him and his brothers. So when he said him and his brothers, do he mean blood brothers or do he mean gang-related brothers? Outside of jumping, and protecting his daughter from being bullied, we don't know how. Is he a good dad? Does his daughter live with him? Did he got joint custody? Did he just see her on the weekends? Like, is he paying child support? Like, it's so many questions that I have. Like, it's just one thing to go to school, defend. And there's so many other things, possibly or maybe, that he could have done. One Stephanie, what's the word? And then also too, like these new niggas, a lot of these new niggas, they break the law, they run right to the internet. Hey guys, I broke the law, I got away with it, ta-da! Look how much money I got, look what we did, look how we came up. So if you did jump the person that was bullying your daughter, father, you and your brothers, we don't know if they're your blood brothers, we don't know if they're your gang brothers, we don't know who they are, you know what I mean? you run right to the internet to tell on yourself. So that lets me know that one, probably, even though he was trying to talk articulate and I'm sorry for you and you need to get help and you're going to be all right, he was kind of being condescending and kind of talking down. And it's like, as a matter of fact, I think I got the video. I think I shared it with somebody. I think I shared it with this person right here. Here you go, right here. This dude.
A 7-year-old girl who had to watch me and my brothers jump her daddy after school. I'm sorry. I know that was probably a traumatizing experience for you. But we kept asking you to stop bullying my daughter and you wouldn't listen. We sent letters home. We even had a meeting with you and your parents and you wouldn't listen. So now you know your actions have consequences. And since you're too young to receive those consequences, you had to watch your daddy take those consequences. Get some therapy. You'll be all right.
So I guess he a TikToker. You know what I mean? Like I said.
To the 7-year-old girl who had to watch me.
So he said a 7-year-old girl, right? 7 years old, bullying his daughter. Was it a group of 7-year-olds bullying your daughter? You can't teach your daughter to fight, swing back. And again, I'm not saying violence is the key, but sometimes people do need to get their ass whipped to learn what it is, like he said. What's the jumping about? A lot of I guess it was another video with him where a lot of people was like, I'll come fight you one-on-one. And he was like, well, you're going to leave in the body bag and this and that. So that's why I said he might be in that life. He might be about that life, right? No room for bullies. It has long-lasting effects. Also, one of the main causes for child suicide. Violence is never the answer, but sometimes it is, and I agree. So instead of him fighting the father one-on-one, he jumps the father, and after that, does that stop the daughter from being bullied? That's another thing, right? Like, you and your brothers, and again, we don't know if they his blood relative brothers. We don't know if they gang brothers. You go to the school, you whip this man in front of his daughter. Who's to say that, now your daughter don't get bullied in another way? Now who's to say that the dude that got jumped, that y'all jumped the father, that he don't got relatives and it's like, oh, y'all jumped me. You ain't even give me a fair one. You had to jump me. Now we going to spin the block on you. Now we air you out. And I'm not saying that that's right, but that is a possibility. That is, when man pride is on the line, their ego is on the line, their ego is bruised, and you embarrass me as a man in front of other men and other people, I want some get back. And like James Brown said, I need some get back. You know what I mean? Revenge. Revenge. I want some revenge. I want to get some get back. I need a hit. So we're going to spin the block on you and see if you really about that life now. Well, now we do something to your daughter. And that's foul. And I'm not wishing that. The only issue I have is why you have to jump someone. If you was a real man, you would have handled that one-on-one with no guns, no one needed for social media. Can we get a third option to vote for? He could have made a better choice. He could have. Who's going to protect his daughter while he's locked up? Right, you running straight to social media with the bullshit, thinking you did something. That's why I'm hoping it's a skit. Somebody bullies your niece or your nephews. I'm coming straight for the dad, and Wood going to help me. This is the dumbest shit I ever heard all day. A 7-year-old was bullying, and this term is so broad. Like, exactly what did she do? That's what I said. Well, how did she bully you? Is it happening at school? Most schools will switch classes of the kid that's young and make efforts to keep them apart. Another 7-year-old, so a grown-ass man beat up her dad in front of her. I'm logging off. I can't. If he had stepped to the father one-on-one, I would be okay with it. But jumping the father is soft, and then trying to hide it behind trying to teach a lesson is bullshit. Did he say me and my brothers jumped the dude? So, again, how these niggas, this is why these niggas get shot. So, Misty Rain, what's the word? So my thing too was like, why you gotta jump them? 2, you never really went into detail on how your child is being bullied. What form of bullying was it? Did they physically bully? Was it verbally bullying? Was it calling names? Was it, like taking a book bag and throwing it in the garbage or some shit like that? Why you ain't teach your daughter to fight back? 7-year-old, now I get it. Some kids is bigger than others, and we see like, well, nah, it's a big motherfucker to be 15. Like, oh, you only 17? You in high school? Like, motherfuckers be bigger than, you know, they age or what you think they age should. But you jump in and like, oh, you'll be alright, you gonna get therapy, and you run into the internet, and these new niggas, there's some new niggas, and you see by the wings and the tattoos and all that. Again, I don't know the brother, but we real quick to run to the internet and expose what we do off the internet. Why are we doing that? I really don't know. You know what I mean? But it's definitely not a good look. We gotta fall back from that. It's the last thing, right? Let's talk about this last shit before we get out of here. Let's talk about my motherfucking Knicks, right? Let's talk about the New York Knicks real quick. Let's talk about my bracket. The first one. See how we did for the second round on the first one. We had Boston, that's right. We had the Knicks. Knicks got hurt. A lot of people was hitting me up. You know, injuries is part of the playoffs. Injuries is part of the sports, unfortunately. We see a lot of teams, what if, what could have been, what not could have been. Indiana was the better team overall. You know, the Knicks had a little injuries. So we had that wrong. Indiana ended up, you know, going to the second round. I mean, to the third round. And this was my first bracket. In this bracket, where I had Dallas and Boston going to the finals. Then I had to do a second bracket. I only did two. So this one here, we had the Knicks wrong. Indiana ended up going to the conference finals to play Boston. We had Boston right. We had Dallas right over OKC. We had Minnesota right over Denver. So this is what we got now. We on YouTube and we on Instagram. So in the second, in the West, we was right. We had Minnesota beating Denver. We had Dallas beating OKC. We had Boston obviously beating Cleveland. And we was wrong about the Knicks beating Minnesota, Indiana, only because of the injuries. What I see going forward, I think Minnesota is the team to beat. The reporter was asking Anthony Edwards and Cat. A lot of times a young team, they gotta go through some growing pains. They gotta lose a little bit first. In the later rounds, the Western Conference Finals, the championship, before you get over the hump. And they both Cat was like, we've been losing the last 20 years. We lost last year in the playoffs. How much losing more you want us to do? Every now and then, teams, they break through. And although Dallas got a chance to beat them, they got Luka, they got Kyrie, but I don't see them. I don't see them beating. Minnesota. OKC got a good defense. Dallas, they got the big bodies. They kind of like weighed on OKC. OKC need to get another big man, maybe two. You know what I mean? And then they're going to be all right. They're going to be all right. They got some young horses. They got some young studs. They ready to rock and roll. SA, he is the real deal. He obviously was in the top votes for the MVP, and so was Luka. It was the Joker, SA, and Luka. And Ant-Man, and I'm sure Jason Tatum is on that list too, as well as Brunson. I think Minnesota will. They won't probably have the match, the size matchup, because you got Lively, you got the other guy for Dallas. But I think they got the edge as far as the height, and I think they got the edge as far as the defense. I think they got a better defense than OKC. Luka, he was looking hobbled, starting to look a little better, but the games, the games only get tougher. And Minnesota got home field advantage just like OKC did. So you're going to start the series on the road. And I just think Minnesota, this is their time. I think it's their time. I got them winning. I got them going to the finals. I had Boston winning it all, but I don't know. I think Boston still will win. The last time they was there, they lost to the Golden State Warriors. I got Boston beating Indiana like everybody else. Would I be surprised if Indiana pull a rabbit out the hat? I would be surprised, but Boston does lay some eggs, and like the narrative now that's, on them is winning the Eastern Conference every year is not enough now. Now you gotta win the big one. Your wrist bling bling, my shit bling blang. My pinky ring talk, if they 50, I'm sick. That's why these niggas is on my life. You gotta win the big one, and even Draymond, he the new media. Not only is he a player, he's the player president on his podcast, and everybody got podcasts. Patrick Beverly, you subscribe to my podcast, throwing balls at people and wilding out, suspended next four games of the opening season next year. A lot of these athletes, the playoff P's, Paul George, all these people got platforms. And so Draymond is like, we're not really impressed. You're going to have to win the big one. And I think they do got to win the big one with Porzingis healthy or with him not being healthy. So I got Minnesota beating Dallas, although that's the series where if Dallas do win, I won't be always surprised. Luka is that dude. He is him. And so was Kyrie, even though in the last series, he didn't really get off like that. He really had like a lot of, at the second half, he was coming on strong. First half, not really having spectacular games. And I think Minnesota defense is even better than OKC's. So we'll see. But I got Boston, I got Minnesota. I'm going to still have Boston. They've been there, they've done that. And I think Minnesota probably could win next year or the next 2 years. I'm going to definitely give it to Boston this year. My New York Knicks season was a good run. What if, could have, should have, would have. With our players being healthy, with our players being not hurt. Injuries is part of the game. And although I had the Knicks, as far as winning the series, I knew the Knicks wasn't going to win the series once they lost Game 6 and everybody was on the Knicks in Game 6. I told y'all this should have scripted and read. If you go back and you look at it, Kendrick Perkins, everybody, all these media outlets, they're like, yo, the Knicks got the extra day off. They never had the extra day. They're going to beat Indiana. They're going to win Game 6, and they didn't. They lost. Quick turnaround. All of a sudden, Ginobili is back, and Josh Hart going to play with a strained abdominal, and the $40,000 seats they was charging the New Yorkers and Spike Lee and Stephon Marbury and all that to come to the Garden and only watch the Knicks lose. And proof of that, I like to have the receipts. Somebody hit me up yesterday. I ain't going to put them on blast. They like, what it says, yeah, kid, what's the picks? You think the Knicks are taking Game 7? I said, hey, such and such, I hope so. But my feeling is Indy is the healthiest team right now. I'm not betting on the game, though. And they hit me back. That speaks volumes, but I hear you. XYZ is in my ear saying no one on Indy is injured. In New York, they bringing in the injured. I said, yeah, I'm a root for them as a fan, as a New York fan, but no money today. Then they like XYZ said you're gonna regret it. And I said maybe, but I'll be happy if they win, so it's all good. Then she like XYZ want to know what's the bet requirements. They not in New York, whatever. They sent me some bread. I put the money on the Knicks for them, and they lost. I'm sorry they lost because the Knicks lost, and I would have loved to see the Knicks win. But once everybody is on the teams, I told y'all, like, sports is rigged. Not every single game. Not every single game. They don't need to rig and fix every single game. All they got to do is certain games where all of the money is on one particular team, they're going to go the other way. They're going to go the other way. And you could think not. If you're a sport betting person, start paying attention now to when everybody's on TV saying one thing. That's to try to sway you. Then look at now, you look on CBS Sports app, for instance. The Miami game. Miami played the Bruins today. Bruins money line, baseball, 71% of the people was on them. Run line, meaning they got to win by 2, 90% is on them. So I mean, all the money was on the Bruins, and they lost. They lost. Let's go to another one. The Yankees. Yankees is a big money marketing team. Money line, 98%. Run line, 89%. That means everybody is betting on the Yankees. Everybody, except a little bit of few. And they lost. Now that doesn't always pan out to be that, but more times than often, you gotta fade the public when all of the money is on. Sometimes they could finagle this shit too. But you just gotta be, obviously gambling is gambling for a reason. Nothing is no guaranteed locks, even though on football Sunday, I'll be like, here go the locks. You know what I'm saying? So I knew the Knicks was gonna lose. Once the news came on, like Game 7, hasn't been a Game 7, and woo, and they charging $35,000, $37,000 with tax, $43,000. I'm like, oh, they about to book New York. And let's go back in Minnesota. I had Minnesota yesterday. We did bet on the Timberwolves. Let's look at the odds. And this one, not too much, except when you look at the spread, 55%. They was thinking that Denver was going to cover the spread. And when you look at money line, just for them to win, 81%. They ain't think they was going to lose 3 home games to the same team in the same series. Sure enough, they did. And we ain't go heavy. We just bet a little like 300, and we won. You ain't kid that feeling, and that's what it is. But you know what it is. Shagai, Popovich. Y'all was just tuned in to my show, Popovich TV. We live, we rolling, we unscripted, we authentic. That feeling back up in here one more again. Yeah, kid,